Hello people, welcome to another episode of Brand Football Weekly. It's been a minute, we've been away for a while, yes, the international break and all, but we are back for game week 30, 3-0. After these games, 8 games will be left in the season. How the season has flown, but yes, we are here. And we're just going to go straight into the predictions for the game starting today. Yeah. And we are looking at the first game. Arsenal versus Fulham. Arsenal versus Fulham. Fulham just didn't have a good FA Cup game after the international break. They got whooped by Crystal Palace. Now, that is a worry for me because now I think they will come into this game not wanting to lose. And they kind of know how to play Arsenal sometimes. They give Arsenal a lot of problems. So I see this game being very difficult for Arsenal. Arsenal, on the other hand, we hear the star boy is back, Bukayo Saka. But I'm not sure he's going to start this game. He'll probably be eased into the game maybe in the second half or something like that, so he won't be starting. I imagine so. So I am going to go with a slim Arsenal win. Arsenal to win 2-1 in this one. That's what I'm going for. The next game, Bournemouth versus Ipswich. Well, Bournemouth as well lost to Man City. You know, I was actually rooting for them to beat Man City, but it was understandable because they had loads of players out for that game. Kerkez was out, Hitchson was out, Tavernier was out, a few of their key players were actually missing from that game. So it's understandable when they ended up, running out of steam in the game against Man City, and Man City just bossed the second half and ended up winning. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they come up for this one. Ipswich have had all this time resting after the international break, so Ipswich will be raring to go. And they know they need to start putting points on the table from now till the end of the season if they want to have any slim chance of staying in the Premier League. So I'm going to go for Bournemouth, another slim win, 2-1. To Bournemouth, 2-1 to Bournemouth. Brighton versus Aston Villa. Well, these two teams have something to play for. They're fighting for that 5th spot, I would imagine. And they were both in action in the FA Cup at the weekend. One left happy, the other left sad. Brighton losing on penalties to Nottingham Forest, but Aston Villa cruising through Preston. So will they still be in that high spirits? Marcus Rashford getting his first 2 goals for Aston Villa coming into this game. Will he carry on from where he stopped in the FA Cup game? And Asensio also looking very good. In fact, all their front line are looking very good. In fact, they're even making Watkins look very normal now. He's not amongst the mix, if you know what I mean. He's not getting the goals as you would normally expect because there are other people who are involved in the goal scoring now. So yeah, this game I think will be an interesting game. Brighton were not the Brighton we know of in the FA Cup game. Let us just assume it was because of the first game back from international break. Maybe a few of their players were still jet lagged and all that. So I see them going into this game trying to make amends. But because they're coming up against a very, very strong Aston Villa side, I still think Villa would win. And I'm going for Villa to win away from home 3-2. Nottingham Forest versus Manchester United. Yeah, Nottingham Forest as well. Playing in the FA Cup at the weekend and going through on penalties. They will be still happy about, going through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And I see them beating Manchester United. Manchester United, as we know, are still in Europe, so their focus might be more in Europe than where, because they know they're not gonna finish anywhere, tangible in the Premier League. If they finish well, they'll finish like 10th or 9th or whatever, but not anywhere to get them any European spot. So I would think their focus will be on the European game next week. So they will probably play their strongest team, but I still see Forest, because Forest is at home, winning this one, and I'm going for Forest to win 3-1. Wolverhampton versus West Ham. Interesting game. And it'll be difficult to call a winner in this one because both teams, they've had an up and down season. But West Ham, I'm not sure how good you would say they are away from home. If you know, you can let me know in the comment section. But I'm going to go for Wolves to win this one at home. I think Kuna should have finished his suspension now. I'm not 100% sure, but if he's back for this one, then he'll probably be among the goals. But I see Wolves with a slim win as well, so I'm going for Wolves to beat West Ham 2-1. Chelsea versus Tottenham. Well, that's one of the big games for the weekend, one of the biggest games this weekend. And Chelsea and Tottenham, they always never like each other when they play each other, because one has stopped the other from progressing at some point. So I see this one being a very interesting game, and I see this game having a lot of goals. I think it will have a lot of goals. So I will stick with that, and I'm going to say it will finish in a 3-3 draw. It's difficult to call a winner for this one, so I'm going to go for a 3-3 draw. Manchester City versus Leicester. Man City, Leicester. Man City, again, just, coming through Bournemouth in the FA Cup. They'll be buoyed by that, and I'm sure going into this game, I'm not sure if Haaland will be fit for this game, because I hear he limped off in the game in the FA Cup, so I doubt if he'll be ready for this game. But without Haaland, I still think they should have enough to beat a very poor Leicester side. Leicester have been poor all season, and I don't think their fortunes will change now. They probably just try and limit the damage. They will, maybe instead of conceding 6, they concede less than 6. So I'm going for Man City to beat Leicester 3-0. 3-0. Newcastle versus Brentford. Newcastle, Carabao Cup winners. Yeah? They're still probably buzzing after they even had their parade this weekend gone. And we lot were based in Newcastle. So it was a very great weekend for everyone around the city. So I still think they'll have enough in them to go out and beat Brentford. It'll probably be a very difficult game, but I see them just a slim win as well. So I'm going for Newcastle to beat Brentford 3-2. 3-2. Southampton versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace. They'll be buzzing, dealing with Fulham in the FA Cup comfortably away from home. And I hear a stat that they do really well away from home. They do really well. In fact, they're the best defensive team away from home, which is a very interesting stat. So I see them, because of that stats, carrying it on to this game, but to a poor Southampton side. I mean, Southampton might score, but I think Crystal Palace will have enough to win the game. So I'm going to go for Crystal Palace to beat Southampton at home 3-1. Liverpool versus Everton. The derby, the Merseyside derby. Let us see what will happen in this game, because before the break, Liverpool were on the low. Now, time will tell if they will fully recover from that low, losing out in the Champions League and obviously, losing in the Carabao Cup final. What would have happened to their players? Would they have gone, reflected on what they need to do to make sure they keep winning till the end of the season? And what a game to prove yourself in the Merseyside derby. But Everton, they will have a say in this game. David Moyes is there, and he knows how to make them play and play well. So it'll be very interesting to see how this one ends. But I am going to go for Liverpool to win 2-1. I still think Liverpool will have enough to just scrape through. Maybe a Mo Salah penalty or something will get them through the line. So yeah, what are your predictions? What are your predictions for this game? I am happy to see all your comments about this game in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye for now.
Don't check this.